Hello everybody, today I'm going to be talking about events and their importance. Events are very, very important for networking, which I may get into in a later video. But without further ado, let's get started. So to find the event chips, you just want to pull out your maker pen, which you can find in your backpack by pressing use. Now if you're on VR, you can favorite your maker pen and grab at your back to grab it. Or if you're on screen mode, you can use your corresponding key. On PC it's 1, so I can just hold 1 and pull out my maker pen. After that, you're just gonna want to look at your maker pen, open palette, go to CV2 or the CV2 tab. You won't be needing beta for this one since we're only gonna go on about lists. So you just search chips, click on events, and now you have the beautiful event chips. So let me just explain all three of these in order. So event definition will just allow you to define and create your own event. So you can see I can edit it, and let's say I just want to give it the name hello. Submit, and I have hello as an event. Now, properties are very great for allowing you to transfer values between like players and like authority, whatever, and these will allow you to send certain values over. So you can see I can send, let's just say I want to send a boolean, just name it bool, doesn't really matter what you name it. After that, let me just send a float that says float, and finally a string. Which I'm just gonna make this hello everyone for viewing purposes because it going off of the event kind of annoys me. Now we have our event. Now the event receiver and event sender are two very similar chips, yet they aren't similar. You'll see what I mean. Let's talk about the event receiver first, since that's the more commonly used one due to the events that are already in there. So you can see you can configure it, chip settings, event, and you'll see so many events already in here, like test event, player left, update 30 Hz, player joined, room reset, and room loaded. Now, I'm just gonna quickly go over what these events do. Room loaded will activate upon an instance being loaded up, per se, the first player joining a room, or the room getting saved. That's when this will execute. After that, we have room reset, which will activate if you go into Circuits V2, send a room reset event, which is really only accessible to co-owners, and I believe like owners, co-owners, and people who have proper permission to do it. Though player joined. The player joined will activate upon a player joining the room. It'll also output the player value right there. After that, we've got update 30 Hz, which update 30 Hz is a fairly helpful chip for the reason that it updates 30 times a second. Now, the delta time is supposed to be the time between frames, but it's a little broken. So it currently doesn't output the time between frames, and it outputs a still number. Sad. But this will update 30 times a second. Then we have player left. Player left will activate upon a player leaving, and it'll tell you what player left. I'm not sure why you would need this player value because it would instantly become invalid, but you know, it's whatever. Then we have test event. Test event is probably the least used for the fact that there's no huge use to it anyways. It's mainly just for, you know, testing and debugging, as the name states, and it activates upon you going to Circuits V2 and sending a test event. Which I'd say it's pretty helpful if you're debugging stuff. Now, any events that you create, you'll find under that. It's like my hello everyone event, which you'll see all three of my things show up, which I'm just gonna, you know, move this upward. And these will show the values sent between players, or rather sent by the event sender, which is what I'm about to go over. The event senders equally as helpful. I'm just gonna set this up right there, make it so it renders, and put it up here. Now, since I only have one event, which is hello everyone, I'm gonna select that one. As you can see, I have my stuff there. Target is the more helpful part of it. Target allows you to send to specific people. So local, others, room authority, authority, and all. Local is the player's client. So if I sent it locally, it would only activate for me out there. Others would be people, everybody besides me will get this. Room authority will be the person the oldest player in the room, or like the first person who joined, which, would be the oldest player. Authority, I'm still not sure of. It's a bit confusing sometimes, but, it's whatever. Then we have all, which is probably least used in my opinion. All just sends to everybody in the room. So if I send a signal through here, everybody else in the room will get it. Sadly, I don't have anybody else in the room to send to, so, it's fine. But I'm just gonna send a true thing with a float of 5 and a string of hello. Now you can see those don't have anything. So what I can do is I can grab, let's say, toString, which I'm gonna toString boolean and the float. Then I can grab a string format. Which I'm just gonna create a basic string format system. There's a basic, string format system. Yep, we can see that's activating properly. And then I'm just going to show notification. Now after that, I run that through there. And now you can see if I grab, let's say, a button, which just can be any execution, but a button's just the easiest way. You can see it'll show true 5 hello, which is what I put in here. What about false 7 goodbye? You can see that shows up there because it's getting sent through the event. Now, event receivers are also a great way of allowing people to split executions. So you can see I can just do this, and now I have multiple executions sent at the same time. That's one of the huge reasons that events are used. For most people, at least. Some people use it for different reasons, but it's whatever. But that's the general basis of events. As always, have a great day, and I hope you have fun creating with CV2.